Welcome to all of you. Today, I'm going to discuss stamp duty in a summary format. Not in detailed manner, but the very basic things. So, what is stamp duty? In Sinhala, Muttara Gasiko. If I draw a mind map, you to understand what are the key components of stamp duty. So, here, let's say stamp duty, SD, right? Stamp duty. I would say in Sinhala, you can write down Muttara Gasiko, right? So stamp duty, how it's applicable, right? What are the tax rate, how we have to pay, all these things we'll discuss one by one. So first of all, what is the applicable act? The Stamp Duty Act is we have separate act. The Stamp Duty Act number 12 of 2006, as I can remember. Let me share that one as well. Here, when the initially it was enacted 1909, and thereafter subsequent amendment, those things went up, right? After 13 amendment to the constitution, this is distributed among provincial council, right? So all the we have provincials now, they allocated revenue collections to the provincial council as well, right? Stamp duty collect කරන්න අවසර දුන්නා. Then if you think this is how it's applicable, Inland Revenue Department, දේශාදායම් දෙපාර්තමේන්තුවත් stamp duty collect කරනවා, right? They also collect stamp duty, and also Provincial Department of Revenue also collect stamp duty because of this 13th amendment, right? ඒ කියන්නේ දේශාදායම් දෙපාර්තමේන්තුවට අමතරව පළාත් ආදායම් දෙපාර්තමේන්තුවට stamp duty collect කරනවා. එතකොට stamp duty collecting two authorities. One is Inland Revenue Department, other one is Provincial Department of Revenues, right? So it was enacted, Stamp Duty Act, Special Provision number 12 of 2006. This is that, right? So you need to remember that. So the applicable act is here, the Stamp Duty Act number 12 of 2006. There are many amendments, right? As amended. There are many amendments as well as Gazette notification. I can write down one single Gazette notification, right? I will show it to you. What are the Gazette notification also available in the Inland website. It's Gazettes up to 2006 onward till 2019. There's another recent one, right? 2020. Yes, this is the one 2022, the recent one. There are many amendments on with the Gazette notification, and then there are amendments as well. So you need to refer if you need more knowledge on stamp duty, right? Here, how they charge stamp duty, then the specified rate by the minister, right? Stamp duty rate right? There are many rates, right? Based on the instrument, right? So here, if you look at stamp duty shall charge at specified rate by the minister as published in the Gazette notification on specified instrument. And specified instrument liable then. When we are executing loan auction in Sri Lanka or executed outside Sri Lanka, being an instrument which is related property situated in Sri Lanka, property or any other instrument executed loan auction affidavit settlement likewise, right? So then the different rate of stamp duty may determine in respect of different categories or classes of instruments, right? So in position, it's clear, right? We have specified rate as specified by the ministers. We'll discuss a little later what are the rates and all these things, right? So specified instrument, right? Specified instruments, which are they, right? So here we have altogether 9 specified instruments, right? 5, 6, 7, and 9. Altogether 9 instruments are there. We'll go ahead with very important things. You can also will go ahead with these instruments. They are in the website as well, right? So the first one, imposition, hope it's clear when we are executing loan or presented any specified instrument, right? So here, how it's applicable on a specified instrument, right? Specified instrument, right? A specified instrument. Clear. Then the we have altogether 9 specified instrument. We have 9 specified instrument, and the rate also is specified by the minister as per the Gazette notification issued time to time, right? So what are the instrument? The very famous instrument I will take for your knowledge, right? The first one I would say affidavit, right? Affidavit, affidavit in Sinhala Divrum Prakasha. In Sinhala Divrum Prakasha. Divrum Prakasha. Then if you are signing an affidavit, definitely you have to affix and stamp 50 rupees, right? 50 rupees. 50 rupees stamp ka kalawanna, right? Likewise, there are many things, right? The another famous thing I would say, if you are getting salary or receipt, right? Basically, it's applicable for salary, right? If you are getting salary more than 25,000 per month, right? If you are getting more than 25,000, then employer will deduct 25 rupee from your salary, and which will remitted to the internal department, right? Right. Likewise, there are other instruments as well. I will share with you in detail, but in the mind map, I will not take all these things. Otherwise, it will be lengthy. So you need to remember all these instruments, depend on your exams and all, right? Then the here policy of insurance, warranty to act as notary public, and the periodic license to carry on trade, business, professional vocation, legal license, or something like that, right? Credit card transaction, basically for a credit card transaction, right? Mortgage, promissory note, lease or hire of any property, receipt or discharge. This is receipt or discharge. It's coming under salary, right? Usually, if you are receiving salary, right? Salary or receipt, revenue receipt, right? If you are getting more than 25,000, then you have to pay 25 rupee per one slip of salary, right? If you are getting two salary slip, one is for normal salary, one is for bonus. For bonus, also liable to pay stamp duty 25 rupees, right? Or two, if you are getting two salary slips, right? So discharge or receipt, it's applicable. Then what is another famous thing which I discuss here is affidavit. It's 50 rupee. You need to affix and stamp, right? These two very famous things. Other things I will anyway discuss when I'm sharing the rates, right? So instruments are clear. These are the 9 instruments, right? Then the mode of payment, how we are going to make payment, right? Then there are two ways, right? One is mode of payment, right? Mode of payment. කොහොමද අපි ගෙවන්නේ? So one method is we can directly pay to the bank, right? Pay to the bank, right? We can directly pay to the bank, or we can pay by affixing stamp. Affixing stamp. මුද්දර අලවලා ගෙවන්න පුළුවන්, right? We can pay by affixing stamp, right? Because you know that stamp එකක් අලවලා stamp එකක් අලවුවා කියන්නේ we are paying taxes to the government. It's like that. Then usually when we are affixing stamp, we are paying to the taxes to the government. Just assume that other one single small, let's say a small piece of paper, no stamp. If you take stamps, it will like this, a small piece of paper, right? Small piece of paper, maybe 100 rupee, 50 rupee, right? Or the maybe 1,000 rupee, 500 rupees, likewise. Then is it cost 1,000? Is it cost 500? Is it cost 100? No, because for printing cost maybe little, very little, right? Very small amount, right? So maybe here 1,000 rupee worth of stamp, right? 1,000 rupee. Then there may be some picture, right? Over here, right? There may be some pictures over here, right? You will get 1,000 rupees stamp, right? Will it cost 1,000 rupee for printing? No, right? You are paying to the taxes to the government by taking this piece of small paper, right? That is called stamp duty, right? Then how we can cancel those things, right? How we can cancel is also interesting. Then we can cancel in 3 ways for these stamps. One method is you can sign on this. You can sign on this, right? You can sign on this, then it appears it's cancelled, right? Then by signing, you can cancel this one, right? Signing, right? So by signing, you can cancel. Then another way is, I will use different color, right? Another way is, most people used to cancel in this way by writing cancel, right? Because then this is also another way, the second method. Then the post office, postal department, what they do, right? They usually do what? They are putting their seal, right? So then with the date, all these things, postal department likewise, when they are putting their seal, right? They cancel, right? Because if you can remember in your childhood, right? Most of the students, they still do, then if there are any know it, right? ඒ තින්ත මොනවද කියලා නැත්නම් අපි ඒක use කරලා තව එක ගලවලා යවන්න, right? It's like that. තින්ත මොනවද නැත්නම් we can reuse, right? If you want to cancel, there should be a proper place ink, right? If it is ink there, we can't use again, right? So, right? ඊළඟ තව way එකක් තියෙනවා. What is that? Again, you can do it another way. Then there some people used to punch. They will punch this time, right? I would say that fourth method of cancellation, right? They will use to cancel in these ways because in order to avoid reuse. What is the main purpose of this? What is the main purpose of this? To avoid reuse, right? To avoid reuse. Now I would write here why this cancellation to avoid reuse. නැවත භාවිත කරන එක නවත්තන්න, right? So they will use cancellation. And then the bank directly, then some people pay directly to the bank, mainly employers who are compounding agents. Employers. Then they acting as compounding agent. අපි විඩා කරලා අයියාඩියට ගෙවන. salary එක 25000ට වඩා වැඩි නම් කපලා ගෙවන. එයාලා directly bank එකට ගෙවන. Then the leasing company, banks or finance companies, right? Finance companies. Bank, finance company, they have some stamp duty provisions for leasing facility, mortgage facilities, right? Likewise, here, if you take insurance company, general insurance policy, life insurance is stamp duty exempt, right? General insurance, right? Insurance policy makers, right? The insurance company, I would say, right? I'd say insurance companies, right? Insurance companies, right? Likewise, they directly remit it to the bank, right? No stamp. There are some small cases they will affect the stamp for the mortgage agreement, right? To the provincial department of revenue, like that. Other than that, they directly pay to the bank, right? So these are mode of payment. Hope it's clear to everyone, right? Mode of payment. Yeah, specified instrument. I said that 9 instruments are there, but anyway, I discuss here too. We'll discuss when we are discussing the other rates, right? We'll discuss when we are discussing the rates, right? Here, we discuss how to cancel this stamp, right? By writing names, ink, using the ink. If it is over 50, you have to cut or punch, right? There are some cases where you can cut this stamp, right? You can also take into that, right? If some people also use to cut this stamp, right? Then they can, a small piece, they will cut, right? Then as a fifth one, right? They can cut this stamp to avoid reuse, right? If it is over 50, right? Right? Over 50 rupees stamp, usually they cut, right? And the rates applicable for stamp duties, right? Rate applicable to stamp duty. We have a lot of rates, right? Here, I just summarize very few applicable, only 2. Here, the rate, if you are signing an affidavit, 50 rupees. If you are getting salary more than 25,000, then 25 rupees you have to deduct and pay to the government. Employee will deduct. Company deduct කරලා කොහොමද ගෙවනවා ඒක government. Right. So then what are the other rates here? If you look at affidavit, as I discussed, 50 rupees, right? The policy of insurance, 1 rupee, right? 1 rupee. Then this is general policy, right? General policy insurance, motor vehicle, or any other insurance, right? Not the life insurance or medical insurance, right? If you take policy of insurance, 1 rupee for, right? 1 rupee for every 1,000 of part there. 1 rupee for every 1,000 of part there, right? Warranty to act and not to public, right? 2,000 you have to pay as a stamp. And here, I think this is not clear to you, right? Policy of insurance ඔයාලගත්තොත් 1 rupee for every 1,000 of part thereof කියන්නේ මොකක්ද, right? If you take policy of insurance under rates, right? As example, I will take it here, a separate page, right? Policy of insurance, right? Policy of insurance. Let's say you are paying insurance policy. Let's say your motorcycle insurance. Let's say, as example, 3,500, right? Would be your insurance fee, right? Then how much your stamp duty would be? It says what? 1,000 for 1 rupee for every 1,000 or part there, right? Then how many thousands are there, right? 1,000, another 1,000, another 1,000, and also part is there 500. This is 1,000, 1,000, and this is a part of 1,000. And here rate is how much? 1 rupee, right? Here 1 rupee, here 1 rupee, here 1 rupee. Part also applicable 1 rupee. Altogether stamp duty would be how much? 4 rupee. Altogether they have to pay 4 rupees stamp duty, right? If it is big amount, right? If it is big amount, let's say then you are paying, this is a motor car, right? Motor car 88,800. Let's say then how much would be the stamp duty, right? 1,000, how many thousands are there? Let's say 88,000, just divided by 1,000, how much? 88. 88 multiplied by 1 would be 88, right? And the 800 is another part of 1,000, right? Again, that one also we need to take as 1, right? 1 multiplied by 1, it's also altogether 89. Policy of insurance, they will be. Likewise, stamp duty applicable different. Then there are some trade license, there are some fixed stamp duties. I will not discuss those things. If you have any foreign credit card transaction, 25 rupee for 1,000 of are there. Let's say if you are incurring foreign credit card transaction, if you are making payment for the foreign country by using the credit card, foreign credit card transaction, let's say you are paying 65,500. Then how much would be there? Then the 65, to divide this one into 65 and 1,000, and here part altogether 65,500, right? Here if you divide it by 1,000, you will get 65 and 25 rupees. How much here? And here part also 25, right? The part also liable to pay stamp duty, right? Liable to pay stamp duty. Then the 65, if you take 65 into 25, then you will get 1,625 would be the here tax stamp duty. And here you will get another 25. Altogether you will get 1,650 as a stamp duty for foreign credit card transaction. Then here what you will pay, and you will pay for the foreign country this much. Then your bank will deduct this much as stamp duty, right? This much bank will deduct as a stamp duty, right? Hope it's clear to everyone, right? Then there are many instruments like that, right? Here, if you take bond or mortgage, 1 rupee for every 1,000 of part there. Promissory note, also the same, like we discussed. Lease, also the same, 10 rupee for every 1,000 of part there. Here, salary. If you are getting salary, let's say if you are getting salary less than 25,000, very rare cases these days, right? Anyway, if you are getting less than, let's say if you are getting 15,000, the audit firm, if you are working in an audit firm, you will get it smaller, right? Then your salary anyway, salary would be 15,000. Then no stamp duty. If you are getting more than 25,000, if your salary more than 25,000, then only 25 rupees, not more than that, only 25 rupees, right? Or salary, if you are getting salary, let's say 500,000, ලක්ෂ පහ වුණා, stamp duty කීයද? 25. Or salary to ලක්ෂ පහ වුණා, ලක්ෂය වුණා, only 25, right? Only 25. Hope it's clear, right? Right. The rates here, the very basic rates I anyway discussed in the whiteboard. The very basic rates, right? The affidavit, salary, and also I explained one policy of insurance, right? Policy of insurance. Now you are comfortable to write down that general insurance policies. If you want, you can write down somewhere here. Insurance policy, policy of insurance, right? Policy of insurance. Again, you need to remember 1 rupee for every thousand or part, right? Or part, right? Every thousand or part of square, right? Uh, right. 1 rupee for every thousand or part. 1 rupee for every thousand or part for policy of insurance. Remember, I will not discuss exemption, all exemption here, right? You need to remember there are some exemptions. Key exemption I will discuss here. Exemptions or exclusion, right? So, right? Main exemptions, right? Uh, as I said, insurance or life or medical insurance, they will exempt, right? Likewise, there are some other things as well. You may read this one, right? The share certificate, those things, right? Issued, right? In lieu of lost of those things, right? And also policy we discuss. And also if you are engaged in any debt or mortgage in respect of housing loan less than 3 million, no stamp duty, even though mortgage are liable. But if you are having any housing related respect of housing loan related mortgage, right? If it is less than 3 million, no stamp duty, right? And then like us, there are right more. Here is another one famous thing. If you are getting, as I discussed, salary, if you are getting salary less than 25,000, no stamp duty, right? So I will write down only two, right? Only two for you to remember, right? One is key things, right? One is uh, life, life or medical insurance, insurance policy, right? Then the thing, if you are getting salary less than 25,000, then no stamp duty, right? So then you can also write down other stamp duties based on this, right? Right. Here, if you are having any deed of mortgage in respect of housing loan less than 25, sorry, less than 3 million, right? Then again, no stamp duty. Like a lot of these exemptions are there. Right. Here, then we anyway skip one part. Who should pay stamp duty, right? The mainly then the any insurance policy person affecting to the insurance, then the policy holder usually then අපි නම් වාහනේ leasing එක ගන්න අපි තමයි ගෙවන්නේ insurance leasing ගන්න ඕන අපි lessee ගෙවන්නේ insurance එක ගන්න අපි නම් අපි තමයි ගෙවන්නේ, right? So ඒ විදිහට අර අපි instrument එක ගන්න පුද්ගලයා තමයි ගෙවන්නේ. The lessee, if you are taking a lease, lessee given. If you are taking a general insurance, vehicle insurance, ඔයාගේ කාර් එකට ගන්නවා නම් ඔයා තමයි ගෙවන්න stamp duty, right? Likewise, if any transfer or assignment of any shares, transfer it or sign it, right? Credit card now, credit card for bank given, right? Right. All other cases like, right? Person drawing or making or executing such instrument. Deed එක transfer කරනවා නම් deed එක transfer කරන වෙලාවේදී ඒ ඉඩම ගන්න පුද්ගලයා, the person who purchasing that particular land, right? They need to pay stamp duty, right? Let's say A selling to land for to B, right? A sell කරනවා B, right? So B තමයි stamp duty ගෙවන්නේ. B තමයි stamp duty ගෙවන්නේ. B need to pay stamp duty, right? B need to pay stamp duty. B are the buyer need to pay stamp duty. This is seller, right? Then if you are purchasing land, right? Then buyer need to pay stamp duty, right? Obviously, right? Then the who should pay stamp duty also it's clear to you, right? Also it's clear to you who should pay, right? Who should pay? Then the usually buyer. I would say simply buyer, right? If it is land, the purchase, right? Or the buyer, right? Purchase. Or the if it is insurance policy holder, right? Lessee. If it is lease, lessee, right? Then the credit card, if it's credit card holder. Likewise. Hope it's clear, right? Then the salary, then the you need to employer will deduct from your salary. You are ultimately finally paying to the government, right? Company will deduct and remit to the inner but from your salary, right? Right. Here, then compounding of stamp duty also here covered, right? Who will deduct on behalf of you. Then the insurance policy ke, or if you take insurance company ke, or insure vehicle insure එකක් ගන්නවා කියලා. එතකොට insurance company එක deduct කරලා එයාලා IRD එකට ගෙවනවා, right? Authority who are issuing license, they will deduct from you and remit. Employer will deduct. Then the here, if they are having more than 100%, right? Salary වලට deduct කරන්නේ usually පොඩි company ගත්තොත්. As example, if any small company they have only 10 employees, right? 10 employees. Then they will not deduct. It's not required, right? No stamp duty, even though, right? Even though they are salary. All these 10 employees are getting more than, even though they are getting salary more than 25,000, right? More than 5,000, right? Then the here service provider. This one is the service provider. If it is bank issuing the credit card, bank will deduct from your credit card, right? Then they will charge to the credit card, bank will remit it to the Inland Revenue Department, right? Likewise, then the company, those who are paying, right? Then the compounding right? They will withhold in simply withholding agents, compounding agents, right? They will deduct from your instrument. Then the insurance එකක් ගද්දී අනිවාර්යෙන්ම or lease එකක් ගද්දී less deduct කරගන්න basically. Right? Company IRD එක ගෙවන්න, right? Here also, finally you will pay, but with compounding agent කිව්වා, right? Compound කරන්නේ අදාළ instrument එක දෙන කෙනා, right? So compounding agents, right? Other than by way of affixing stamp. අපි affixing stamp කියන මුද්දරයක් අලවන එකේදී නම් ඒ අලවන ගාවේ අපිම සල්ලි දීලා අරගෙන එතනින් close කරලා දාන්න. But deduct කරනකොට ගොඩක් වෙලාට if you take compounding agents ගත්තොත් compounding stamp duty ගත්තොත් ගොඩක් මෙතන යන්නේ වැඩිපුරම යන්නේ compounding stamp. Here most of the stamp duties are compounded here. Other than insurance, then the here license, right? Credit card, bond mortgage, promissory note, lease, salary, all these instruments going on as compounding agents, right? So then the employer will deduct from your salary. Company තමයි ඔයාගෙන් අඩු කරන්නේ. Employer, then the මම ඔයාලට ලීසියට දාන්න withhold, right? So in simply we can say withhold, right? Withholding agent. How the deduct කරන්නේ? In simply I would say right? Employer deduct කරනවා if it is salary now. If it is salary. Then if it is insurance policy, then the insurance company, right? Insurance company will deduct in the case of insurance policy, right? If it is credit card transaction, foreign credit card, again, not the local here, then the local credit transaction, if you have any local payment, right? Which are exempt, right? Credit card transaction locally, right? Locally exempt, right? If it is only foreign credit card transactions are liable, right? And the exemption I just mentioned, credit card transaction, CCT කියලා කියන්නේ credit card transaction, right? Credit card transaction local exempt, right? So bank, if you are having any foreign credit card transaction, right? Then the bank will deduct. So if you are having lease or mortgage, all these things, right? Lease or mortgage, right? All these things here in another way, right? Here, banks will deduct or credit card. And also here bank or finance companies, they will deduct if they are giving lease, mortgage, right? Mortgage, right? If they are having mortgage, all these things, right? The bank will deduct or the finance company will deduct the as withholding return from you, right? They will ask you to pay the stamp duty, right? Then the employer, if you are getting salary, company අනිවාර්යෙන් deduct කරනවා අහන්නේ නැහැ කිසි බන්ධනවලින්. So insurance policy then they will collect from you, right? The insurance company. Okay, insurance stamp duty මෙච්චරක් තියෙනවා ගෙවන්න කියලා. The bank credit card එකට උමා charge කරනවා automatically, right? So if you take leasing or mortgage කරනවා නම් අනිවාර්යෙන්ම bank එක or finance company deduct කරනවා. Right? Hope this up to here, right? It's very clear. Right? Time of remittance, again important, time of remittance. Here, you need to pay quarterly, right? Quarterly. Quarterly, you need to pay as well as the return also in the same date, right? The payment and return, the stamp duty payment and return, the stamp duty payment and return also in the same date, right? Let's say, let's take here for 1 quarter, right? 1 quarter, quarters here starting from Jan to March is 1 quarter, it is June, July to September, October, December, right? You need to pay within 15 days of the and after end of the relevant part, right? Here, let's say Jan to March, right? Here, let's say January, February, March. Here it's April, right? Here, Jan to March quarter, right? January, February, March. For this quarter, stamp duty payment and return both due on 15th April. 15th April. Here, you need to pay the tax, stamp duty, as well as you need to submit stamp duty returns. Both due on this particular date. Both due on 15th April for Jan to March quarter, right? Hopes this is also clear, right? Hope this is also clear. Stamp duty payment and return, right? And one more thing we need to discuss again. One more thing. This is if you are having, as I initially discussed in the 13th amendment to the Constitution, right? Then the Provincial Department of Revenue also collecting stamp duty, right? So the provincial councils, right? The respect of mainly there are a few other taxes they are collecting. Other than that, here the stamp duty on transfer of deeds, right? Deeds we are transferring in two ways. Then the one way is the other than gift, right? And as well as by way of gift or deed of gift, right? We have two type of transfers, usually deeds when it's come to deed, right? So deeds ගත්තහම කොටස් දෙකකට අපි transfer කරනවා. So here the Provincial Department of Revenue, if you are having any transaction, deed transaction, I will take it here, right? Right? Stamp duty on transfer of deed and payment to the, right? Stamp duty. In other words, we can say stamp duty for Provincial Department of Revenue, PDR, Provincial Department of Revenue. In other way, we can say Pradesh Palat Adayam Department of the tax given, stamp duty form the given, right? Then here we can divide very clearly. One method is, right? One method is we are transferring by way of gift and other than gift, right? Then the transfer deed other than gift, right? Transfer deed other than gift, right? Then transfer deed by way of by gift, by way of gift. Here, if you are transferring deed without considering as a gift, right? Right? Other than gift, right? Other than gift. Here, by way of gift, right? Then the rate may be waived, right? Rate may be waived. Here, if you are transferring gift other than gift, right? Then therefore, if the amount less than 100,000, if the amounts are less than 100,000, for every thousand or part, sorry, every 100 or part, there are three. Then the 3% in other way we can see, right? Every 100 or part, there are threes, right? If you are having the property value more than 100,000, then you have to consider up to 100,000 3%, right? The beyond that amount, we need to consider 4%, right? 4 rupees. I will do one example on two different scenarios here. Let's say your answer on D, right? Let's say in two ways. Let's say one is you're transferring very small amount, right? Whether here, let's say you are A and B, right? A selling to the B, then the A is seller, right? B is the person buyer, right? Then who need to pay stamp duty? How stamp duty given on a buyer, stamp duty given on a buyer, right? Then the buyer need to decide how much he need to pay, right? Let's say here in this example, right? Then let's say you're transferring the let's say less than 100,000, let's say 55,650, right? 55,650, right? 55,650, right? Uh, and then what you have to do is let's calculate the stamp duty, right? Here, anyways, the amount less than, then the transfer of the value is less than 100,000. The value is less than 100,000. Here, value, assume that more than 100,000. One scenario. Here, let's say we are transferring 175,550, right? Two different scenarios are there. So here, how much would be the stamp duty? We need to divide how many hundreds are there, right? And also part here, right? How many hundreds are there? The how many hundred? 55,000, right? 600. 55,600 is another. And also there's a part 50, right? Then if you divide it by 100, right, you will get 5, right? 56. Then you need to multiply it by half. Here, it's a part we need to consider as 1, right? 1, right? And also, how many parts altogether? 557, right? Here the rate says 3, 3 rupee, right? 3 rupee. Here 3. You need to multiply by 3. Here you will get how much? 556 multiplied by 556 multiplied by 3. You will get 1,668. Here also another 3, right? Altogether, stamp duty applicable for this would be 1,671, right? 1,671, right? Hope this is clear, right? Because always you need to remember 103 කියලා හදලා හදන්නේ නැහැ. 103ක් කියලා හදලා වැඩක් නැහැ මෙතන. Always you need to remember 100 or part there. Part එකක් තියෙනවා නම් 103න් වැඩි කරාට වැඩක් නැහැ. Part එකක් නැති වෙලාවක නම් let's say you don't have any part. ඒ කියන්නේ 100 කෑලි හරියටම රවුන්ඩ් වෙලා එනවා නම්, right? You can directly then අපි නම් මෙතන 50 නැති වුණා as example. Just assume that you don't have 50 here, right? Then let's say 55, 600. Then you can directly multiply it by 3% because 100 එකකට 100. Here, if you see 100 එකකට 3%. Part එකක් නැති වුණා. Then you can directly calculate here. It's equal 1,668. Right? It is equal to this, right? But if you are getting 55,650, right, into 3%, how much would be? 55,650 into 3%. Then you will not get the exact answer which I get, right? Here, this is wrong because part also applicable 3 rupees. Because part also applicable 3 rupees. The correct answer is this, not this, right? Hope it's very clear to you, right? Hope it's very clear to you. The correct answer is this. Here also you need to remember always stamp duty for provincial deed transfer හදද්දී ඔයාලට 100ට ගානින් වැඩි කරලා හදන්න බෑ. Right? ඒක පොඩි කැඩිච්ච ගණන් තියෙනවා නම්. Right? Therefore you need to do in this way. Right? In this way. Right here, the next second scenario, if your value, property value more than 100,000, then up to 100,000, we need to divide up to 100,000, yes, 3%. Then no need to even divide 500, you can directly multiply by 3%, but then there's some time you might mislead, therefore I will just divide this, right? Then here, you get how many parts? 1,000, right? Multiplied by 3 rupees, then here you will get 3,000, right? And here, right? And here, let's say how much the balance? 75,500. Here there's a part as well. Right? Part is 50. Here if you divide by 100, you will get 755. Here you need to remember the rate, right? If you are getting more than 100,000, the property value more than 100,000, the applicable amount of stamp duty for, right? For 400, right? Or 100, right? So here, then the 755, you need to multiply by 4, right? 4. Then if you are multiplied by 755, 4, right? Then you will get 3,020. Then here you will get 4, right? Then the answer will be how much? Altogether, 6,024, right? 6,024. Then I hope this is clear to everyone, right? So if I repeat this one, right? Here, 75,500 unit divided by 100, then you will get how many parts? 755. Then you need to multiply it by which? Up to 100, 3. Up to 100, 3, right? Then if you are getting more than 100,000, it's 4, right? If you are getting more than 100,000, you need to multiply by 4. The property value is anyway more than 100,000. Property value more than 100,000. Then you need to multiply it by here. I will use different color, 4, right? Then here you will get 755 multiplied by 3, sorry, 4, 3,020, right? Here also one part multiplied by 4, you will get 4 rupees. Altogether, 6,024 would be your stamp duty, right? Stamp duty. Here is stamp duty, this much, right? Then by way of gift, right? Then this is other than gift. Then let's look at by way of gift, right? By way of gift, how to calculate. Then the by way of gift, I will take it to the down, right? It is stomach, right? By way of gift, how to do, right? By way of gift. If it is by way of gift, right? So by way of gift, the rates are little lower, right? Not that much, little lower. 3, right? 3, and if it is more than 50,000, of property value, again the balance part we need to take 2 copy, right? So then I will divide this one into 2, right? One is property value, the property value less than 50,000, and property value more than 50,000, right? Right. Let's look at the first scenario. If the property value less than 50,000, as example, I would say you are having property value 20,150, right? 20,150, how to calculate? Then here 20,100, I would say, because then the part we have to take separately. Part is another one, right? The 20,100, if you divide by 100, you will get 201. Then here also another part is also 1. The stamp duty it's clear, right? 3 rupee, right? 3 rupee. Here also you can write down property value here, 3 rupee. Here, if you are getting more than property value, up to 50,000, 3 rupee. Then if you are getting property value, the balance, 2, right? Here, you need to multiply it by 3. Here also 3. Then you will get how much? If you multiply, you will get 603, and here also 3 altogether. 606 would be the stamp duty. 606 would be the stamp duty. Right. If you are getting, let's say, as example, you are getting property value more than 50,000. As example, let's say you are getting 78,980. Right? 980. Here, how to calculate? Up to 50,000, 3 rupees. Then if you divide by 100, how many piece of 100? 500. Right? You need to multiply it by 3. Then you will get 1,500. Right? Then the balance how much? How many part of 100? Right? 50, 60, 70, 28,900. And also there's a part of 8, right? Then here if you divide by 100, you will get 289, right? If you multiply it by 2, because here the balance we have multiplied by 2, right? Here also there's a part, only one. It's also 2, right? Right? Then 289 multiplied by 3, you will get 867. Here also 2. So 289 multiplied by 2. Here 289 multiplied by 2. You will get 578. Here 2. Right? Altogether 1500 plus 578 plus 2. Altogether your stamp duty would be 2080. Right? Stamp duty would be 2080. Right? Then if it is by way of gift, like the right different, right? The small amounts, right? Then the tax also a little lower, right? When it's come to by way of gift, other than by way of gift, tax will be a little higher, stamp duty, right? Then if I summarize without example here, right? Without example, if I summarize this by removing the examples and all these things, here I will just write down this, because it's helpful you to consider as mind map. Right. Here in 2 ways. Here also we need to take in 2 ways. Right. Here, if you are transferring deed in a commercial with another party, not a related party, right? Anyway, the tax will be lower, higher, right? The property value, let's say property value here, the other than by way of gift, first one, the first one, first Roman one, other than by way of gift, right? If the property value less than 100,000, right? You need to consider every 100 part, how much? The rate 3 rupee, right? 3 rupee, right? The rate to be 3 rupee, right? If you are getting property value more than 100,000, if you are selling to other party, not a related party, other than by way of gift, right? Then up to 100,000, you need to consider every 100 per part thereof 3 rupee, right? The balance you need to consider 4 rupee, right? How this is clear? This is up to 3, balance 4. In the next scenario, right? If your property value, less than 50,000, right? Less than 50,000, 100 of part, right? I need to write down this. You need to remember this, right? 100 of part. The tax rate is 3, right? This one, right? 100 of part, right? And if your property value, right, more than 50,000, more than 50,000, up to 50,000, you need to multiply by 3, right? The balance 2, right? Balance 2. Hope this is clear to everyone, right? Yeah, I will erase these things as well, right? Right. Then the mind map also clear. Then the buyer need to pay stamp duty. That one also clear, right? This is the stamp duty mind map for you, right? So this is applicable for this. You can this mind map you can use for your uh, university exams, the any academic exam, and also in professional exams also, right? Then if you have any doubts, any further clarification, or any other questions, right? You may post under this video as a comment, right? or මොනවා හරි ප්‍රශ්නයක් තියෙනවා මේ සම්බන්ධයෙන් comment කරන්න. Then you can share this video with your friends and like, comment and subscribe to my channel as well. Thank you.